as international affairs expert to our conversation today. Now we move on to our next story. President Donald Trump marked his 79th birthday with a massive military parade in Washington, the largest of its kind in the U.S. in over 3 decades. The event features tanks, aircraft, flyovers, and nearly 7,000 troops marching past the White House. In a display Trump described as honoring 250 years of the U.S. Army. While Trump avoided partisan rhetoric in his brief address, he issued a stark warning to foreign adversaries. Let's listen in to what he said.
Time and again, America's enemies have learned that if you threaten the American people, our soldiers are coming for you. Your defeat will be certain, your demise will be final, and your downfall will be total and complete.
The celebration unfolded amid sharp divisions at home. Tens of thousands joined No Kings protests across the country, denouncing what they called Trump's authoritarian overreach. Let's listen to what the protesters had said.
Wasting millions of dollars on a military parade that looks straight out of a dictatorship is completely unnecessary, as we're at the same time gutting critical science funding across this nation.
I hope to see more people changing their minds about whatever it is that they think the immigrants are doing. They're giving us this. America is great because of immigrants, and I think it goes to show how many people think that here and around the country, and I hope it changes some minds. Maybe not of, the president may not change his mind.
Clashes in Los Angeles prompted police to use tear gas as National Guard troops stood by. And in Minnesota, tragedy struck as Democratic state lawmaker Melissa Hortman and her husband were killed in what authorities are calling a targeted shooting. The day's events underscored a nation deeply divided, even as the president celebrated military might. Now we stay in North America. A major manhunt is underway in Minnesota after a deadly shooting targeted state lawmakers. Democratic House Leader Tara Wilkers was killed in what officials call a politically motivated attack. Police say the gunman posed as an officer to gain access before opening fire. 2 other Democratic lawmakers were injured. U.S. President Donald Trump called it a terrible shooting, condemning the attack and urging for unity. U.S. Attorney General Merrick Garland called the incident horrific violence and promised a full federal response. Investigators say the suspect sent a text message to a friend hours before the attack, warning, "I might be dead soon." That message is now a key piece of evidence. Federal and local authorities have launched a statewide search. Security is tight across Minnesota as fears of political violence rise. The White House has been briefed and is monitoring the situation closely. Here's what the governor of Minnesota has said.
Friend and colleague, Speaker Melissa Hortman and her husband Mark, were shot and killed early this morning in what appears to be a politically motivated assassination. Our state lost a great leader, and I lost a dearest of friends. Speaker Hortman was someone who served the people of Minnesota with grace, compassion, humor, and a sense of service. She was a formidable public servant, a fixture and a giant in Minnesota. She woke up every day determined to make this state a better place. She is irreplaceable, and we've been missed by so many. Minnesota's thoughts and prayers are with her family, her loved ones, her children, and her parents. My prayers also go out to State Senator John Hoffman and his wife Yvette, who were each shot multiple times.
Russian President Vladimir Putin has informed the U.S. President Donald Trump that Moscow is ready to hold the next round of peace talks with Ukraine, following the completion of ongoing prisoner exchanges. This update came during a phone call between the 2 leaders, marking their 4th conversation since Trump took office, signaling a shift from the previous U.S. administration's stance. According to the Kremlin, he also The call also covered the escalating conflict between Israel and Iran, with Putin expressing Russia's willingness to mediate between the two countries. To prevent further escalation, both leaders discussed efforts to resolve the Ukraine conflict swiftly, with Putin emphasizing progress made at recent talks in Istanbul. The Kremlin highlighted the business-like nature of the dialogue, reflecting ongoing attempts to address some of the most pressing international challenges. Well, that's all we have time